Not been about 2 weeks, to be honest with you. Bit of hotel staying, bit of distance work, had the van serviced, and I'll show you how it went. Morning, how you doing everybody? It's Dave here, and it's the start of another 2 weeks of life as a courier on and off the Courier Exchange. And today is Tuesday, the 26th of November. I had a great long weekend off, busy. I had to do the old murder mystery weekend. It was really good. I recommend it if you've never done it before. It's quite good fun, and I got it hopelessly wrong, but I had a good time anyway. Stayed over in a hotel, a lovely place, Mackinley Hall I think it was called. It was up in Belper, up in the hills a bit, but lovely place. And I did then on Sunday, my mum's moving house, and so we did part removal on Sunday, moving things to storage, so I was busy. Yesterday I did work. I did some work for my regular customers, or work supplies, whatever you want to call them, and it was pretty much all day work, and wasn't bad. The first job I did was up into the Lancashire area and then down to Leicester, one of the what I would class as the better paying jobs, because you get paid from leaving your house. And then I had to hot foot it back to Manchester Airport to do what they call the airline pulls, which is basically taking the freight out from the airlines and then moving it to a company, distribution company in Trafford Park. There's also a transfer that I did of known cargo within the airport itself. So added together, it wasn't a bad day at all. It's not a record breaker, but you know, satisfactory. And today I'm just parked up because I'm a bit early for my first collection, but I'm doing two collections in the Sheffield area, but they're both separate jobs, so I'm getting paid separately for them. But they're both in Sheffield, so I'm picking up at one place on one side of Sheffield, and that is going to an air freight company at Manchester Airport, and then I'll go over to the other side of Sheffield, more the Manchester side, and pick up a regular run that goes from there again to a different company at Manchester Airport. But because it's two jobs, I get two separate payments from it, so it's not bad at all. And I should be late morning, I'll be back at Manchester Airport and available for work. Hopefully they'll find me some things to do. If not, I'm going to look on the Courier Exchange. So we'll see how it goes over the couple of weeks. It is still quite difficult, I believe, on the CX to secure work. I've not had to do much of it, fortunately, but from what other people are saying, it is a bit like pulling teeth, and it is a lot less busy at this time of year than I've ever previously known it. So it's hard out there, folks. It's really difficult. Tuesday, the 27th of November. So following yesterday, I managed to pick up a hazardous load. I did then two jobs for my customer, and I picked up a hazardous load in the afternoon. A minimum charge one. It went from Widnes to Warrington, 17 miles in fact. In fact, I travelled further to get it at 20 miles than I actually took it. But that then meant the day was a good, decent paying day. Not a record breaker, but decent. Today, got more work off my own customer. First thing this morning, travel up to the Lancashire area for one of the decent paying jobs that we do, and took that to a military base in North Yorkshire, and then jibbed down from North Yorkshire, an hour down the road to Leeds, collected air freight. On the way down, called in at Wythenshawe to pick up customs paperwork for it, and then dropped it off at an airline. And again, not bad money for the two jobs. And that left me clear probably about 1:30. And I thought, oh, you know, I'll have a look, see if I can find any work. And I did see a job, and it was advertised, but At the time, I was waiting at the airport for the airline to pull the finger out, so I couldn't bid on it. And that was for a hazardous load, and it was going to Southend-on-Sea. Pick up today, deliver today. I don't like that ones where it's delivered tomorrow. I think they're a bit cheeky. They expect you to store their stuff overnight, don't they? For free. But it was on for a while, and then when they came out and unloaded me, I was now free. So I put a bid in on it at the full price, because obviously 20 odd miles down to Crewe. You've got to bear that in mind. And they gave me the job. And basically, I went to a railway depot in Crewe. I've collected the freight, and we are currently just joining the M6. And I expect to get to Southend-on-Sea about 7:30. Might be 8 o'clock. Might have to stop for fuel, have a look how we're going. I think we've got enough to get all the way there, actually, but we'll see how we do on the way down. However, will this place be open? Because we've all had it out in the past. You get there. Are they open? When you check it in on Google, it does say 5:30 closure where I'm going to. But that might just be the offices, and goods in, etc. might be open all night. Anyway, so what we're going to do, we're going to get down there. And if this place is shut, I will give the shipper an opportunity and say, I'm willing to stay down here and redeliver for a reasonable redelivery charge and the cost of the accommodation overnight. So let's say if I charge 50 quid redelivery and the cost of a hotel, which at this time of year, not too bad now, Southend-on-Sea, out of season, I bet I could get a hotel room for 50 quid. So we'll know more when we come down. So if the next post is me sat in an hotel room again, you'll know what's happened. I mean, I might stay down anyway, because it's a hell of a trek back. Not going to get home till about 11:30, maybe 12 o'clock. Probably makes more sense to stay over. Decent money in a hazardous load. But if there's an opportunity to get the customer to pay for it, we'll see what happens when we get down there. Well, I'm in a hotel, so you know what's happened, don't you? I was on my way, and the shipper rang me and said, the customer's asked, would you deliver this 8 o'clock tomorrow because no one will be there? Hallelujah. So I said, I certainly will, but obviously I'm going to have to find somewhere to stay. So we've agreed a price, an extra 100 quid, if you must know. This hotel's cost me 55 quid. It's in Chelmsford. It's actually called the Oakland Hotel, and it's a pub as well. But it's nice, room's okay. Nice and tidy. I've just had my tea, supper, whatever you want to call it. Basically, it was a DIY curry. Bought some curry sauce, threw in some chicken and some rice. Cost about 3 quid for the lot. I'm going to do some paperwork now, catch up. I'm going to have a shower and then probably read a book for a bit. The temptation is to go downstairs to the pub bit, but I'm going to fight that temptation. And I'm going to deliver my goods in Southend-on-Sea, which according to the map is 8 kilometres away. And then tomorrow we'll look for something. So it's a bit of a Brucey bonus this today, because I was going to stay over anyway. So it got paid for. Lovely. Thursday, 28th of November. Now, I think the previous video clip, I got the date wrong, which is not unusual for me because I'm a bit thick. Anyway, I've done my delivery in Southend-on-Sea. I left the hotel this morning. The hotel was nice. I had a lovely sleep. It was a nice firm bed. Didn't get the breakfast though, which I'm a bit gutted about now because breakfast was included, but it was to deliver at 8 and breakfast was being served at 7. And when I looked on the map this morning, it said it was going to take 45 minutes to get there, even though it wasn't all that far away. I didn't really expect a lot of traffic around there, but anyway. So I foregone breakfast. I just took a coffee. And when I got to where I was going, they weren't open, and they didn't turn up till 10 to 9. So I could have had the breakfast. But I got some waiting time instead, which will pay for some food later on. So since I was in Southend-on-Sea, did the delivery, thought I've never been here, I'm going to have a look at the front. So I went and filled the van up, and then I went to the front, which is quite nice. It's not bad. Quite a nice place. Parked up, had a wander up and down the front, just to nosy. And then thought I'll see if I can get something heading north. It's not all that busy in that area, but I managed to get a job. And I got a job for a long wheelbase van, which I priced at £1.10 a mile. Since it's my first bid, I thought I'd just throw a tentative bid in at that. And I got a phone call immediately. So, to get from down south, and it's not going all the way, it's going to Solihull in the Midlands, which it works out about 170 quid. But since that's a great day yesterday, it's not bad. But anyway, when I turned up, it was for a windshield, which I don't even think you need a long wheelbase van for them anyway. Land Rover dealership turned up. It's not a windshield, it's the windshield reservoir. So it was just a box that weighed about 5 kilos, which I put in the back. And I'm heading off to Solihull now. I've been through a bit of traffic on the Southend Arterial, is it called? But it's all clear now. I'll be in Solihull probably about 1:30. Drop this off at the other Land Rover dealership, and then maybe look for another load going further north, or sack it and just swallow the 80 odd miles and go home. Either way, it's the end of this first week because I'm not working tomorrow. So I shall see you next week, but in your case, in a couple of seconds.
Well, it's Saturday morning and Betty Blue's inside there emptying my wallet. She's in for a major service this morning. Gotta keep on top of her. It's in earlier than she needs to be, but I just like to go for the belt and braces approach. So I'm gonna have a nice cup of coffee in the reception area and wait. But the good thing about this place is that they do Saturday services, so it doesn't impact on your working week. All service and washed as well. Don't she look lovely? She's ready to start work again on Monday now. I'm a bit lighter in the pocket, but that's the cost of motoring.
Monday, 2nd of December, about 9 o'clock in the morning. Absolutely stationary on the M6 near Warrington. There's been an accident. Not moving anywhere at the moment. Oh, hang on, I might get 5 yards here. But I've been stuck for about half an hour now. Anyway, it's just hazards of traffic, isn't it? Nothing much we can do about that. We'll just mooch our way and get there. So I'm off to Cheltenham today. We are picked up from near Preston, one of the better paying jobs where you get paid to go and pick it up and then go down to Cheltenham. Now I'm going to get there a bit later than I planned now, because it was going to be about 11. At the moment sat showing 12:10, and that probably will only get worse. So it looks like I'm just going to turn a bird because I've got rehearsals tonight with the band, and I don't think I'll be able time to find a backload back, but hey, that's the way it is. Still not a bad paying job no matter what. Last week was a cracking week. It worked out really well. 4 days and smashed the weekly target, helped by the fact that I got an ADR job to Southend-on-Sea, got a job out of Southend-on-Sea to Birmingham, and got a job from Birmingham to Manchester as well. So it turned out to be an absolute belter. Lucky, really. Sometimes the luck runs with you and the stars align. So to get an ADR job down to Southend-on-Sea and to get back paid was an absolute bit of luck, and we'll take it. I've got 5 days to play with this week, so we're confident and hopeful that we're going to get the target. Van's all serviced, and had the added bonus as well of finding out that the warranty on the VW Crafter doesn't have a mileage restriction, which I thought it did. I thought it was 100,000 miles. Turns out it's not. It's up to 3 years, no mileage limitation, as long as you adhere to the service plan. So that is a bit of a peace of mind. Next service that I get done will be quite expensive because I'll be getting the timing belt and the water pump changed. But, you know, that's what it costs to run a van. That's what it costs. I do budget for it. Anyway, we'll see how this week goes, eh?
Bit of an outside broadcast. We delivered to Hastings, and we're now just had a trip down the road about a mile to St Leonards-on-Sea. Since I was here, thought I'd see what it's like. I think France is over there somewhere. Not a very nice beach, is it really? A bit pebbly, not like Blackpool. So just a small matter of 6 hours home now. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon.
Still Tuesday the 3rd of December. Oh, Christmas is getting too close. And you saw a little video clip of St Leonards-on-Sea, and we're now in Didcot, and it's the same day or evening, but we're in a hotel again, and yet another hotel stay. And I only stay in hotels if necessary and if it fits in with the work. And I've got that good paying job down to Hastings from my customers, but it's a hell of a trek, because it meant leaving my house this morning, driving up towards Blackpool area, near Blackpool, not quite Blackpool. I get paid to go up that distance, and then I drove all the way down to near St Leonards-on-Sea. I think it's classed as Hastings area, and that was a 6-hour trek down. And to be perfectly honest, it pays well, and I could have driven home and still would have made money on the day, but you know, I really didn't fancy that long drive home, I've got to be honest. And I thought, if I can find a job for the next day, then I'll stay over and bring it back, or go wherever it's going. And I put a few bids in, but this bid I got, it's a hazardous load that I put full price on, and it was going from Didcot up to Bradford, which is ideal for me, because Bradford is just a hop over the hill to Oldham after I've dropped off. So it's pick up anytime between 8 and 10 a.m. and take it straight up to Bradford. I think it's about 550 kilograms. I think it's corrosives. They have sent the UN codes through, actually, because they put a dangerous goods note attachment on for me, so I can print it out on my little Berry Page van printer. And if you haven't got a van printer, I'd heartily recommend getting one. They save you loads of effort. They're about 100 quid, and I have done a video on one, so you can always look it up. And they're great. They're great. I'm not promoting it. I'm not, you know, pushing it. I don't endorse products, but I think they're great. I think they save loads of time and loads of effort. But I charge full price and a little tiny bit extra, which has meant that the money's in it for the hotel stay. I don't have to drive all the way back. And of course, the fuel saved driving all the way back home goes towards this anyway. And this is a little, it's a pub stroke hotel called the Swan. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's nice, lovely little pub, but I'm not availing myself of the wicked ale. I've had something to eat. I've had a shower. And I think it's just going to be, done a bit of paperwork, and now it's going to be a bit of Netflix and chill, I think. And then good night's sleep, and then drive up to Bradford. And if I'll be up there before lunchtime, I think. So if I can get another couple of little jobs, that'd be great. And this puts us right on target for the week, probably over target for this point of the week. So going well at the moment, going well. But a word of caution, I say things, I've gone over target. Remember, I don't work solely on the CX. I do bits of work on the CX that I top up the work that I get from a regular supplier. Working solely on the CX is difficult, and you've got to be really canny, probably too canny for my tiny brain. So don't take it when you see me, oh, I've got this target, I've got that target. Most of the time I do, but I do it through other sources and top it up with the CX. And that's what I urge people to do. Don't go purchasing CX on my account thinking if he can do it and I can do it, and you possibly can, because I'm no genius. But I don't want people buying a product that's really expensive on my account. I use it and it's handy for me. And I used to use it all the time when I first started. And I'll admit, when you first start, it's probably your only choice. But I urge people, don't use it as your only choice. Find other work and use it to supplement that work. Right. Time for a bit of Netflix, I think. Catch you later in the week.
Right, this is actually take 3 of this video, because first time I didn't turn my microphone on. Second time I tried to record it, someone rang me. So I'm trying again. Right, Thursday, 5th of December, 3:30 in the afternoon, on the M5, going north, just south of Birmingham, heading home. I'll take you from the hotel. So in the morning, got up in the hotel, nice night's sleep. Had a little bit of breakfast there. I didn't have the full one, I just had a bit of the continental because I didn't really have time, and I didn't fancy a heavy old brekkie on me. As much as I love a cooked breakfast, I didn't want it to be weighing heavy on me when I was starting work straight away. So I just had a bit of toast and a coffee. Picked up my goods because they were 15 minutes away from the hotel. Didn't have to wait, everything was ready for me. Sailed up to Bradford, well I say sailed, made my way there. And delivered just after lunchtime. And I was quite happy with that, and I probably would have made my way home because it was really good money anyway. But my greedy eyes did see another hazardous load, and under the theory of, get it in while you can, make hay while the sun shines, I put a bid in for that hazardous load, and that was going from Trafford Park to Wrexham, which is only 50 miles, but I was in Bradford. So what I did was I quoted the minimum price for the ADR job and 50 quid to get from Bradford to Trafford Park. So 150 quid, and they gave me the job. Did that, bit of traffic on the way home, got home, pretty reasonable time, maybe about 5:30. And we were done and dusted. I then got a phone call from my regular customers, people, work suppliers, what you want to call them. Could I do a job for them tomorrow? Of course I can. And it was another one of the well-paying ones, so I was quite pleased about that. So that meant getting up this morning, driving up to Lancashire, which you get paid for from leaving your house, and then making my way all the way down to Yeovil. Did that. Wasn't any work in Yeovil. There was one job I put a bid on for, and that was from Yeovil going northbound about 50 miles. I thought, forget that. That's a nice little bonus on the day. For a long wheelbase van in Yeovil, there wasn't anyone else in the area where I was. I was 5 minutes away. I bid 50 quid for it. I didn't get it. So I thought, right, I'm not wasting any more time. I am turning, burning. I'll put a feed on. If anything comes up, I'll have a look. And nothing has come up that I fancied, and I've made my mind up now. I'm going home. So we're carrying dead miles home. Now, because the job is a well-paid job, I can afford to carry it, but you don't want to make a habit of it. But, I've had a good week. It's Thursday. I have gone well over my weekly target already. We've done well. In fact, the last 2 weeks have been pretty good. It's not been easy all the time, and I've not done much work on the Courier Exchange. And the work that I have done on the Courier Exchange has been decent jobs that are mainly hazardous loads. So that's topped up the week nicely, but it's still a bit hit and miss. And on the subject of the Courier Exchange, mine's due for renewal next week on the 14th. Now, I've had a couple of missed phone calls from the Courier Exchange, but I've not been able to answer them because I was working on whatever. I've had a couple of emails reminding me. But I've been, undecided. I probably will renew it, Don't get me wrong, it's handy. But it's bloody expensive. It's gone up. I think it's something like 1,760 quid, including the VAT, for 12 months. And I just think it's overpriced for what it is. For how much I use it. I don't use it a lot. But I do make my subscriptions back, I'll say that. And then someone who I know has recently taken out a new subscription, i.e. they've just joined the Courier Exchange. And this is only a couple of weeks ago. And they're paying 1,800 quid. Now, that's with the VAT. And the way that's worked out for them is that they gave them a 25% discount. And then 18 months subscription. So that 1,800 quid that they're paying it's for 18 months and that they want 1760 off me for 12 months. So surely I'm better off letting it lapse and taking a new one out in that case. Yes, I know I lose the feedback and all the accounts things that you've got, but there's not all that much account stuff on there for me because I don't use it very often. So if I get a chance to, when they ring and I get a chance to answer it, I'm going to talk to them to see if they can offer me a better deal, because I think that mine is too expensive when you compare it that a new person, rather than someone who's done a couple of renewals already and has remained loyal, if you like, it's actually going to cost me more than it's costing them when you say mine's for 12 months, theirs is for 18 months. So I'd like a token gesture off them at least. I'd like either a discount or an extension on the time because it's too dear. I need it in a way because it's handy for the backloads, but it's not totally essential as long as I get the work from my own supplier. I probably will do it, but I want to talk to the person to see what they offer. So we'll hold out on that one. So I've just got tomorrow left. I'm well over target as it is. I'll see if my people will need me to do some work for them tomorrow, or I might just have a mooch about on the Courier Exchange and see what we can pick up. Either way, I'll let you know tomorrow when we sign off on the video. It's Friday, end of the 2-week stint. It's the 6th of December and the time is midday and we are going north on the A1. We are down south. And I got home last night a bit late. The traffic was murder. The weather was crap. Quite a few accidents. And I wouldn't have been bothered if I didn't work today, to be honest with you. I'd done enough money for the week. But I was asked to do a job. And it was a good job. So temptation and greed got the better of me. And I ended up going up to North Yorkshire early this morning, collecting some freight and taking it down to AL7. And I delivered it there to a contractor who does repairs for the customer. And I thought, well, I'll see if I can get a job back. And you know what? I've managed to get one. I've got a job that was 28 minutes away from where I dropped off. From what area was it that I picked up in? I can try and think, does it have it on here? Letchworth Garden City. And I'm going to Rossendale, which is just up the road from where I live. It's a long wheelbase van job, but it's just one pallet. So it could have fit in a transit custom or something like that, to be honest with you. But I did it at £1 a mile. 200 miles, 200 quid, because I got really well paid for the job down. And that will be it for me. I should be dropping off about 20 to 4, traffic permitting. And I'm done. I'm done. And this week has been a really good week. A pretty monstrous week. You know, by the standards that I set. Other people, they might think it's just about enough. But to me, really good week. Really happy. And now I mentioned on the drive home yesterday about the Courier Exchange renewal. Well, they rang me on my way home. So I pulled in at the services and we had a chat. And to nobody's surprise really, I have renewed it. I did argue about the new customers getting the better deals, etc. And they said it's an introductory discount available to new customers. Next year, they'll get spanked. So beware if you took a new one out on that deal, you're going to get leathered next year. I argued that I didn't use it all that much. They pulled out all the figures I'd used over the year. And it was actually quite a bit. Mainly because I've been picking up hazardous loads and they pay quite well. So in the end, I've renewed it. They have given me 2 extra months as a concession. So the price is 1,700 and something, including the VAT. And that is for 14 months. So it will not renew now till February 2026. It's a lot of money, but it is handy for me. And I can afford it. So I've paid it. So it's done, it's out of the way. Still think it's expensive, but there's nobody better at the end of the day. None of the other apps are any better. And there are times, of course, when my own customers are not too busy and I do use it. So I've done it. It's done now. Pockets are empty just in time for Christmas. So it's been 2 good weeks. It's not been easy work. There's been some late nights. I put some graft in. But we're happy with the results that we've got because it's going to get quiet. Obviously, when Christmas begins, there's not much work about. And then we get into January. And again, it's not too quiet. It's not too busy, sorry. So get your money in whilst you can. Thank you for watching. Get any questions or on what's been raised in these videos, please put them in the comments. If you get any suggestions, put them in the comments. If you get anything you'd like to know about or would like me to talk about, put it in the comments. Thank you for watching. Please give us a thumbs up. It does help the video get out there. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, then please subscribe to it. It costs you absolutely nothing and you're not committing to anything. And I'll see you all in a couple of weeks' time.